This is Sandman, Chinese caste system. And the thing is, I do know a bit about this. So when I lived in San Francisco, I had a few Chinese roommates, and I was able to talk to them. And there's like a difference between like there is a language between each one. There's the Mandarin, which is spoken by the elite, and then there was the Cantonese that was spoken by like the impoverished, the untouchable type of community. There was a different language entirely for them. And yeah, there is separation between them. There is absolutely separation between them. But I'm curious on what Sandman's got to say about it.
By now you might have already heard a lot of criticism on the Indian caste system, on how it's very bad and it divides people. And if you are an Indian, you would have already known that this is one of those topics that's regularly used to shame Indians. And not just shaming Indians, this topic is often used to justify the discrimination and racism that Indians face globally. If there is a video where an Indian is talking about how he faced some kind of discrimination or racism in a different country, there would always be one comment that says that racism with Indians is fine because Indians themselves follow the caste system. As if the guy that's facing racism in a different country was a torchbearer of casteism in India. It's like saying it's okay to shoot Americans when they travel to different countries because they themselves have gun violence problem in their country. Or you can eat a Chinese man.
Well, then again, this is where I always run defense for guns. There's gun violence everywhere. You can't say there's not gun violence in India. You can't, because guess what? The people who are going to do crimes will get a hold of guns. How? Illegally. Illegally. How did they conquer Kashmir? They came in with guns, hatchets, and use the logging saws. Like, again, criminals will always have guns. What's wrong with giving it to the people?
Because these guys themselves eat dogs. This thing always amazes me that when a foreigner sees something bad happening in India, they say that this problem is unique to India, even though their own countries have a similar problem just with a different name. If you're looking for discrimination, then the Western society already has racism. Then the Middle Eastern society also has similar kind of discrimination, which we covered in our previous Bomberman video. They have a marginalized group called Black Yemenis and other groups like that. And recently we have unlocked Chinese social hierarchy system as well. Apparently China has some kind of caste system where they have sections like Shi, Nong, Gong, Shang, and they have this pyramid-like structure where the one at the top oppresses the one at the bottom. This is quite similar to the Varna system that we have in India, where we have different labor classes for different type of work, and people would themselves choose whatever work they want to do. This thing has been...
Well, yeah, I mean, it goes like this caste system. It was like, what was it? A mentor-mentee type of dynamic. If you had the ability to become something greater, you could easily become something greater. Just like, guess what? In America, my degree was in film, so it's literally worthless. So of course I have a menial labor job. So I'm down at the bottom. I'm down at the bottom because I have a menial labor job because my degree means nothing because it was in film. Someone above me, who like my brother, who's got a bachelor's in accounting, he does far better. And of course, my wife, who's got the master's, she does far greater than I do. It's just like, again, there's always a caste system. There always is. It depends on what you do, what you put into life, what you get out of it. What you get out of it. And people will always look upon you a certain way. Like, women won't look at me at all, or at least they used to. Not because, well, my wife's probably watching. Women don't look at me, but because I'm not a high wage earner, the thing is, women wouldn't care about me. Even though I'm 6 foot, even though I'm well built. I'm not fit. I'm well built. I don't have the money. So I'm down at the bottom. But that's the thing. It's like, no matter what, everywhere you go in the world, there's always some kind of caste system. And the women always want the one at the top. Especially in the US. They want the 6 foot, six-pack abs, and then a high wage.
And people would themselves choose whatever work they want to do. This thing has been heavily criticized around the world when it came out of India, and the CCP has also added this as a subject in their propaganda training on how to spread hate against Indians. And there were a lot of posts done by CCP bots around the world targeting the Indian caste system. So now when the Indians have found out about the Chinese caste system, Indians are now flooding Twitter with their own interpretation of the Chinese caste system, just like what Chinese were doing with the Indian caste system. And these posts are hilarious. Some are claiming that Chinese keep their Shang caste in a cage and use Shang girls as entertainment material for themselves. Then someone claims that shongs are used as farming animals as well, and overall the high caste oppresses the lower caste. Some people even said that the high caste Chinese are actually Japanese, which basically means that Chinese are low caste in their own country and some foreigners are ruling them. Obviously, some of these allegations are true and some are exaggerated interpretations or just jokes. But if you ask me, even if there is a caste system with this Shi, Shong, Gong, you won't be able to confirm it because China is not like India. In India, if you criticize your country or your people, you would get all kinds of appreciation from Indians and foreigners. But in China, if you open your mouth against your government or let's say your people only.
Yep. Just like the UK. Just like the UK. But like the thing is, like, what was the statistic where it's like the UK has the most political arrests for social media posts than China? No, China has more. It's just China has a great control over their internet.
You're just a criminal.
Is it illegal to talk bad about the government? Is he calling the police on me or what? I couldn't understand a single word that he was saying, but I tried to use my translator app and he shooed me away. My super travel senses kicked in and I knew that he called the police.
Some people claim that the Shang-Chi movie was not released in China because it had Shang name before Chi and they both are polar opposite castes, so China stopped its release. Apart from this, people have also started to expose China's living in year 6969 propaganda image, where people are showing the exact reality of Chinese people and are overall debunking the fake image of China that its CCP bots have created. This topic deserves...
Like, the thing is like, a lot of people know that China has human beings, especially with because of its one-child policy and everyone wanted a male, that now there's a ton of 40-something-year-olds that all live packed in like sardines because there are far more men in China than there are women. It's easy mathematics. It's easy mathematics, and they've tried to correct it, but at this point in time, the deed is done. The deed is done. China's population is going to drop by a couple million, probably a couple 100 million in the coming years. It already started to drop because it had a one-child population for way too long. That, well, guess what? The biggest group of people was the elderly. And the elderly is about to kick off.
a separate video on my channel, so we'll just skip it right now and get back to the Chinese caste system. When China's caste system got exposed, it activated its CCP bots around the world, and they all tried to downplay it by saying that discrimination in China does not exist. And not just foreigners, CCP bots from India also came in support of their Chinese masters. However, these guys were not taken seriously as always. I saw that to defend their own caste system, the CCP bots tried to compare it with the varna system, where they made fake claims about the varna system to show their own caste system better. Just look at this screenshot. The first lie that they say is that varna and jati are same, even though they both are completely different society system. Then they say that the varna is birth-based and cannot be changed, which is again a complete lie, because the varna system is job-based and it's actually very flexible, meaning there is a social mobility if you are qualified for the job. Also, Dalit is not even a varna. There are only 4 varnas: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. This screenshot tries to claim that the Chinese system is better than varna system, but in reality the Chinese system is just a cheap ripoff of the Indian varna system. And to be honest, you can't expect anything less from the CCP propaganda. Without misinformation and lies, the CCP propaganda dies. Also notice one more thing. Here they claim that the Chinese system was not birth-based and it was also not discriminatory. And this may have been true in ancient China, but right now it's completely false. You see, the Indian caste system that's heavily criticized was actually abolished in 1950s. And apart from abolishing this system, Indian government took initiative.
Well, again, that kind of logic doesn't hold sway, because guess what else has been abolished in India? Dowries. Now, tell me, how many of you in India know family members that have paid, what do they call it? They don't call it a dowry. They call it something else. But it's basically a dowry. How many of you know recent weddings that have included a gift towards the guy, a gift towards the guy? Crap, I forgot what it's called. But yeah, how many of you know? I mean, that's the thing. It's just like, even though things have been abolished, it remains for generations. It remains until certain generations have passed on and let it go. The thing is, even like there are still people alive in India that remember, well, of course, because it's around the same exact time of 1950, remember the partition. So there's still people that remember the overly done caste system, which was used and manipulated by the British in order to form combative lines between people. And to this day, politicians in India run on the caste system. Why? Because they can utilize it for their own benefit. People will always find something. Like they're just like in the US, people will run on that, run on race, run on religion as a sort of policy in order to win votes. It has nothing to do with anything except emotional baiting. You can't say it's been abolished when it still exists to this day. It still exists. The thing is, in time, it will go away, but the problem is there have to be people that call it out when it happens. That's one thing I don't like about Sandman, because he looks at like, oh, it was abolished, instead of acknowledging the fact that it's still around. It truly is still around. You see it in every political election. You see it in like all the time. You see it all the time. And the thing is, you can call it out and say it's wrong. It's been abolished, but it truly is still utilized. Well, maybe he's going to say that right now.
To support the marginalized groups. They started welfare schemes for the people who had low societal status and even made laws so that they do not face any kind of discrimination. But China, on the other hand, started their true caste system in 1958. These guys brought in the hukou system, which is basically the household registration system that permanently geotagged Chinese people to wherever they were living at that time. This divided people into two sections. One was urban and other was the rural. And after that, their classification was fixed based on where these Chinese were born. So right now, if you're born in a rural area of China, you will be geotagged as a rural Chinese and you will never be allowed to settle in the city area. And since you are not a urban Chinese, so you won't have the social benefits of an urban Chinese, like access to better health infrastructure or even buy property in city areas. And I know many people will not believe what I'm saying, so I have a video of a white woman saying the exact same thing, and maybe her beautiful words convince you.
In China.
Oh, okay. Okay, sure. Why not?
You can live in a city for years, but may never be an actual resident. Chinese cities are categorized into different levels based on their size and GDP. For example, cities like Beijing and Shanghai are tier 1 cities, whereas Wuhan is technically tier 2. And unlike in the States, where you can change your resident status freely, every Chinese citizen is born with a form of identification called a hukou that permanently ties them to their city of birth, giving them rights to enjoy social services like education, healthcare, job opportunities, retirement, and housing in that city. Residency is often considered a social status. The higher tier city you were born in, the better resources you have access to. So your hukou can be a bargaining chip when it comes to marriage and dowry negotiations. You can apply to move your hukou, but it's almost just as difficult as applying for a foreign citizenship. Requirements are valued on a point system based on your age, education level, whether you own property, investments, and much more. Each city has a different.
I hope she left China before posting this. I hope she left China before posting this, because let's just say she would disappear. She would end up working on a few of those camps. In a few of those camps. You know, the camps that the movie Mulan thanked for helping them with the film. You know, the camps that... This is going to be very, very bad. The camps which have prevented China from dealing with the same kind of problems that the UK is going through. Because they round them all up and make them a labor force. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Different point system, with cities like Beijing and Shanghai having the highest requirements that make it nearly impossible to be approved. Because of this, Mingdao and I weren't able to get legally married in Wuhan since he's from Hong Kong, and our family doesn't have access to the same education and medical benefits as Wuhan locals.
So guys, the screenshot that we saw earlier that says that in India, if you're born in a certain caste, then you'll stay like that forever, is actually applicable for all the Chinese who are living in China right now. Not ancient, not future, right now. If you are from a rural caste, you can't go to urban cities. If you are from an urban caste, we don't know what will happen to you. So yeah, that is it for today, guys. Chinese CCP bots have been spreading hate against Indians from a very long time, and I think right now Indians have also started giving them back, and to be honest, I can't help but enjoy it. It's also a good time to recognize who is a CCP bot by seeing how they react to this trolling. If you see someone supporting or defending the Chinese caste system, just know that it's a CCP bot. And moving forward, if a Chinese tries to shame you because of the caste system, just ask him to shut the fuck up because he's a shong. And that's it. Thanks for staying till the end of this video. We'll see you in next video with another topic. Till then, keep playing, keep smiling. Sandman out.
Yeah, I don't agree with calling people by names. I don't. Like, he's all just call him an insult that is an insult in China. I think that's very disrespectful. But at the same time, that is Sandman. Sandman believes treating hate with hate. He believes in treating hate with hate. I believe in again, I don't believe in hating. I don't believe in hating. I do believe in self-defense, and I don't think this qualifies for self-defense. I think you should point out all the hypocrisies. Just like just like I did with Sandman, where he's like, oh, it was abolished, the caste system was abolished. It's like, come on. I've been to India. I've seen it. I've seen how certain people will treat certain others just because of where they're from, where they were born, where their last name is. It happens. I've joked with my wife about the dowry. Even though that's been abolished, people still do it to this day. There is always, almost on a daily basis, there is a news article in India about someone X, Y, and Z who took their life or did this or did that because of the family putting pressure on the promise that they gave to the you know, the dowry. Let's just say the dowry that was promised that didn't come through. Like that, there is so much of that. There is so much of that. But the thing is, that's not India. That's not India. But it always makes me angry when Sandman's like, oh, it's abolished. And it's just like, dude, I've been to India. I've been there 5 times and I've seen it every single time. It's like, it's okay to talk about how great your nation is, how much you love it, how there are problems, but you have to acknowledge there are problems. Sandman, I think, refuses to acknowledge there are problems. But that's whatever. That's whatever. I did enjoy that, though. I did enjoy that. I always enjoy having actually something to say. Actually something to say. And Sandman always gets me something to say. Honestly, I still think the best video I've ever done and reacted to was Sandman's first Sandman video I watched, which I think was the Indian fatigue. The first video of his I ever watched, honestly, it was like a 20-minute video. I went on a tirade for like an hour and 30 minutes. An hour and 30 minutes. Dowry is also in China, but reverse. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it's the thing is like that's something that just has existed. It's existed. It's a very Asian concept. Well, very Asian, and honestly, I don't think they have it. Like, I'm trying to think. Do they have it in Mexico? Not that I recall. Not that I recall, but it's a very kind of Asian kind of, you know, that continent area.
You guys got a video? So bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Why is like that?